Partygate, Partygate, and then maybe Partygate. Well, every now and then there is another headline in Great Britain, but not too much. What is undisputed, however, is that the affair surrounding lockdown parties in Downing Street overshadows everything. For weeks, there has been almost only one topic in the corridors of Parliament, in the pubs of Westminster, in all media, but also in personal conversations and background meetings. The scandal, and with it the question of whether Prime Minister Boris Johnson lied when he denied celebrations, is paralyzing British politics. Well, there would be enough excitement. The government has written off several £billion on unsuitable corona protective equipment, scandals among the London police, false statements by Johnson and Home Secretary Priti Patel on crime statistics, or the serious crisis in Northern Ireland. The series of topics that would usually be a lead and cause excitement could be continued for a long list. Even the sharp increase in energy costs by more than 50% was only temporarily the top messages on Thursday. That same evening, Partygate recaptured the headlines in light of the resignations of close Johnson advisors. Projects by the Conservative government don't stand a chance either. For example, the long-awaited announcement by Building Minister Michael Gove about how the government wants to enable the same high living standards across the country, the famous levelling up, one of Johnson's core promises, was completely lost in the debate. But he didn't give details anyway. Is it a little frustrating when I want to talk about the fight against cancer and someone is asking me about something completely different? That's what Health Minister Sajid Javid said. And he said, yes, but that's life, that's politics, I understand that. But sometimes the government is lucky. When they presented a report on the advantages of Brexit on the second anniversary of their exit from the EU, which left experts stunned, hardly anyone was interested because the first part of the Partygate investigation report was published almost at the same time. Otherwise, they would have been taken apart like hell, I can promise. The opposition is calling for Johnson's resignation also because the issue is keeping him from governing. The Prime Minister had to postpone a meeting with Kremlin boss Vladimir Putin planned for last week's Monday because he had to face the Partygate questions in Parliament. And Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov promptly taunted the Prime Minister as completely confused. Even from allies comes ridicule. US President Joe Biden's spokeswoman poked fun at a Tory MP who defended Johnson's lockdown birthday party by saying the PM was ambushed by a cake. Of course, the UK is an important partner in the Ukraine crisis, Jen Psaki assured, and then added, and that hasn't changed, despite the cake on some faces. EU diplomats in London emphatically assure that the affair does not affect cooperation with Great Britain. But none of them can help but smile or roll their eyes. Premier Johnson, who has since had to apologize several times, including to the Queen personally, for the lockdown celebrations, has long been counter-attacking again. Let's get on with the work, Johnson regularly demands. His supporters make similar statements. Ultimately, only a few observers in Westminster were interested in what was happening, said Building Secretary Gove during a visit to the economically weak northeast of England. And he said, but what really matters in a week or a month or a year is whether we bring investment, jobs and a brighter future to the people of Sunderland. Yeah, Sunderland is a very interesting place. But for that you would have to bring money, which you didn't. Johnson also wants to show strength by appointing new advisors. Cabinet member Steve Barclay will be the Conservative head of government's most important collaborator as Chief of Staff at Downing Street. Guto Hari becomes the new Communications Director and is supposed to improve crisis management at the seat of government. Johnson is responding to demands from his Conservative Party to improve the culture at the seat of government. An internal report had found excessive alcohol consumption in Downing Street and criticized management failure and rule breaking. Well, I'm a friend of Carnival, but not every day at a job. A few days ago, several of Johnson's closest employees suddenly resigned, but Johnson has a majority against himself in the population. According to a survey, just over a third, with 36% of Britons, believe that the affair should be put behind them now. This is one of the reasons why the opposition reminds them of the police investigation into Partygate at every opportunity. When Johnson boasted about his, I must say, alleged successes, Labour leader Keir Starmer told him with a smirk, "Lots of words, lots of noise, no answers. That won't be enough with the police." And I so much have to agree with Keir Starmer there. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.